Well, let's bring in Tilman Brück from the German Institute for Economic Research. You're a professor of development economics. Exactly what's at stake in this particular struggle?
Well, the battle is on the one hand between technocratic efficiency and the hearts and minds, so to speak. So it may not be worth to bulldoze through these projects and have this top-down approach if in the protest you alienate yourself from all the voters and you bring up your citizens against you. So there's a trade-off which we have to face.
What sort of trade-off, though? Because, I mean, these people are talking about serious health risks.
Well, yes, they are, and perhaps they're right. People are very smart and they go online and they inform themselves and they read up. On the other hand, there are a lot of misperceptions about health risks as well. A lot of people are worried for no good reason. And that worry in turn can create a health risk, but it may well be that there's no real health risk. So you have these concerns, and on the other hand, you want to push on the project.
What's the solution then?
I think the solution is to talk very early and to bring people on board and to be very open and very transparent and to show that you take people seriously and perhaps to adjust the project based on what people say and to thereby demonstrate your commitment to the process of engagement.
Is there a danger in this case that this protest movement will spell the end of the project altogether?
I think it's unlikely to spell the end. I think it's likely to lead to delays. I think that's more likely. And it's always bad to have these delays come up late. You should anticipate that people are worried and have concerns and build that into the process. That will be much better planning.
Could everything end up being built underground, or is that just too costly?
I think that's probably too costly and probably raises other issues. So I think the point is to respond appropriately but differently in each place and to treat each group of people separately and depending on local circumstances.
Tell us about some other examples where projects have gone ahead and there has been a success for both sides, the corporational side and also the people.
Well, I think in Germany we have a lot of infrastructure projects in the past which raised fewer concerns. It could be that in the last 50 years since the end of World War II, maybe people were less informed, or they were more willing to accept this model of growth where you have more motorways and you have more factories and you have more power stations. I think people have become more critical of this model of growth, and abroad we see that there are many different ways of dealing with this.
Especially China, you mentioned bulldozing earlier.
Yes, in China, growth is everything and participation by the people is nothing. And so if you're unlucky, it may be that you get a notice on your door in China and give you 24 hours notice to move out if they want to build a motorway through your part of town. So they manage a lot of growth that way, but at what price?
Well, also the economic costs for companies here in Germany when they have problems with the protest movement, how big and significant are they? Do they have to be factored in by the company before even going ahead with these sorts of projects?
I think you need to factor the protest or the concerns, let's put it more generally, in very early. And I think you need a lot of time for that, because if people feel pressured by these planning processes, then they will go against the project. The Danish are very good, actually. They spend a lot of time talking to their people and trying to bring them on board. It's a more consensual approach to the whole planning process.
Mr. Brück, thank you very much for coming in.
Pleasure.